So I hope you understood this basic stuff. Next we have to understand, you can see the JSP component. What are the JSP components we are having? So we are having directives, okay? We are having scripting elements, we are having actions and implicit objects. So these are the four major components we are having. In directive also, there are different directives we are having. Like we are having page, we are having include, we are having tag lib, okay, custom tag, scripting element. Here also we are having like expression, okay, scripting, sorry, scriptlet and declaration. So there are three parts we are having in the scripting. It enables the programmer to write Java code. Tags we are having, action tags we can say, which encapsulate functionality based on the information sent to the server as part of a specific client request. They can also create Java object for use in JSP scriptlet. Okay. Now implicit objects. So what are the sublets we are having? Like let us say sublet request, sublet response, sublet context, sublet config. For all these API, here we are having ready-made object that we can say it is an implicit object. So you need not to create object of that kind. Let us say you want to print something, so you need to create print writer object in sublet, but here you can just say odd.println. Okay. So odd.println, odd is the implicit object here. There I were using sublet request and then we are saying request.get parameter. Here you can directly write request.get parameter because these are the implicit object in the JSP. Okay. I'll try to explain with this graphics. It's very good. It's organized properly here. Look at here. We are having directives. These are the three directives we are having: page, tag, leave and include. Page will do what? It is used to set various attributes of JSP pages, like what language you are using. Okay. Do you want session? Okay. Do you want this page as an error page? You want to have a buffer size? All we can set with the page. There are number of attributes we are having. Tag lib, if you are having some custom tag, then you can use tag lib. So there's a two attribute we are having only, URI and prefix. URI and prefix. So we can give any prefix and with the help of that prefix we can access that tag. Include, if any page you want to include at the time of compilation. Okay. I mean when my JSP page will compile, it will include several pages from different location and make a single page and then compile it. This guy will help you include. I mean let us say I have an index page. Okay. I have an index page. In the index page, what we are doing? We are just including header. Okay. We are including footer. We are including menu. We are including body. We are including all these 4-5 JSP pages in the index.jsp just by writing one line index.jsp. Okay. So what it will do, it will take data from the header.jsp, it will take data from the footer.jsp, combine it, make it one single file, then compile it and make sublet. So this is compile time include. Okay, remember it. Next scripting element we are having like declaration, expression and scriptlet. Declaration will help you to declare something like declaring class, declaring methods, declaring a variable. Expression will help you to display the value on the screen like as an output. A scriptlet will help you to write something, some Java code. You can write any line of from Java code. Okay. These are the three scripting elements we are having. We'll see some examples regarding that. Now there are some action tag. What are the action tag we are having? Like we are having use bin. Okay. So JSP colon use bean, we can say use bean, set property, get property, right? JSP colon forward, uh, include, okay, param. We are having like 6 7 tags are there in the action tags. Now what are the implicit object we are having? Request, response, see, application, config, exception, auth, page, session. So this session is from the HTTP session. Page is from the page object, right? Auth is from the print writer. Exception is from the throwaway type. Config, sublet config. Application, sublet context. Request, sublet request and sublet response. These objects are inbuilt. I mean implicit. You want to print something, just write out the print line. You want to say session, session.set attribute. Just do that. Don't say HTTP session, session, new session or get session, right? Will not do that. So they are inbuilt or implicit objects are there which we'll use here. Okay. So let us understand this. The next one, that here like we are having page directive, include directive and tag lib directive, right? So we are having a three directive and we'll see the uses of page, tag lib and include, how it works, right? What is the code and statement for that? So come to here. So description here, like look at here. Page directive defines attributes that notify the babe container about the general setting of JSP page. It's provide a global information to the page. Okay, so we can write page tag here, page attribute and value. So what we can do, you can see clearly here we are writing %@ page and we are saying import equal to util package lang package we can import. We are saying page buffer equal to 5 kilobyte, so we are buffering here. Auto flush false, error page is error page, so we are saying that if error comes on this page, go to this page, error page, right? So by this way we are having number of attributes. We have used just 1 2 3 4 here, right? There are number of attributes we are having for setting properties. Look at here the next one which we have, the language. We can say page a language equal to Java. We can extend any class. If we want to extend some class, we can write extend equal to, right? If we want to import, we can import package, like just now we have seen that, right? Apart from this, we are having like, let us say session, whether you want the session or not. So by default session is true. So every page is having session, right? By default. If you say false, okay, the session will not maintain. Do you want to make this JSP as a thread safe? What I mean here, in the sublet is by default multi-threaded. Now suppose JSP we want to make it multi-threaded. You need not to make it. JSP is by default multi-threaded. You want to make it single thread, just write page is thread safe true. So whether thread safe is implemented in the JSP file or not. The default value is by default true. Sorry. So by default is not thread safe. You have to make it thread safe false. Okay, which means that the JSP container can send multiple concurrent client requests to the JSP pages. Okay. In sublet we have to implement what interface, single thread model. Then we can make a sublet single threaded. In JSP just you have to say is thread safe false. Error page, you want to redirect to some page if some error comes on this page, so just give the page name. Okay, so you have to write error page equal to some page name xyz.html something JSP, you can give any name. Let us say second, the page which is error page, what we have to write there? That in this, let us say here I am saying xyz.jsp, right? So this is my error page. If I open this page, there we have to write is error page equal to true. It means this page is error page. This page will only come if error comes somewhere. This is not a normal page, right? So at this place I have to use this code. So both are complementary. Like if one page is using error page and the URL which is giving here, in that page you have to mention is error page equal to true. I hope you understood this now. Next is the tag lib. So the tag lib directive imports a custom tag into current JSP page, associate itself with URI unique identifier custom tag. So here you can see this, we are saying tag lib and we are giving URI here, okay, and prefix is what? Public. So we are using public colon loop, public colon loop. Let us say there's a one tag we are having, so we can write here public colon x tag, like that, okay. Like this. So this tag refers that public, means this tag is available here in this location. This prefix just help us to differentiate the normal tag and custom tag. If I have a body tag, so simply we write body or HTML open close, right? We needed to do any prefix here. But if I am having my own tag, let us say I have tag hello. How I can, if I write hello tag, where this having definition? So what I'll do, I will just make hello tag as a custom tag. Then I'll write this line and I say prefix s. So I'll write here s colon hello, right? S colon hello. This will refer that, oh, hello is a custom tag, okay? This is the like normal tag of HTML. This is my custom tag. So that is the work of prefix here. So URI and prefix, okay? Well, so I hope you understood this. Now next is the include. Include directive. The include directive specifies the name of the files to be inserted during the compilation of the JSP page. It creates the contents of the include files as a part of the JSP page. It can also insert a part of the code that is common to multiple pages, okay? So it helps you to have a decoupling, okay? You can write the page in several places and then you can include at one place. So let us say include .jsp. Okay, I have one page date.jsp, okay? The code is here. So you can see this here. This is my date.jsp, suppose. I want to include this page somewhere. Now another page I have include.jsp. You can give any name here, it doesn't matter. But here we are writing percent at the rate equal include, right? What? It is getting compiled. At that time, the code will taken from this page and merge it here, right? And then the whole page is getting compiled on the server. So this is include, which is including the page at a time of compilation, okay? So if you get the output, this is the output which is mentioned here. So it is having just one attribute, that is the file, which file you want to include, right? Understand? Okay. So that's all about directive. Next we have to see scripting, JSP scripting. Okay,